Good morning from New York. I am going to smoke a Deeper Story Connecticut this morning. And so I'm going to lightly toast it. This is, like I've said before, this takes extra time. But one of you sent a question the other day on a video asking if this really made a difference. And here's the deal. Until someone showed me how to do this, and I tried it several times, I wouldn't have known that it made such a difference, but it does. And before, I would burn the leaf, the stuff, I would burn it, and you would taste that. So when you lightly toast it, and you're not leaving all of that black, you really get to taste more flavor, or they call them notes in cigar, than you do when you burn it. So I've learned to take my time, although I will say it's not quite as sexy as doing, I love the flame of that fire on the end of the cigar doing that. I love that. I love pictures of that. I love that look. I love the curl, the ribbon of the smoke. But I also enjoy the different notes of the cigar and getting to know more about it and just smoking tobacco, Oh, something else I've started doing is lighting it and then cutting it. One of my friends has said this is a good thing to do as well. So I've been trying it. Now, if you will light the end of it, take your time, toast it well enough, then once you cut it, you don't have to use the lighter again. Unless it goes out, you're not paying attention. See, it's nice and rosy. Can you see it? There, you can see it. So it's nice and rosy. So the cigar is now lit, and I just lightly toasted the end of it. Before I tell the story, I thought I would just go over some cigar lounge etiquette. I've had some people recently tell me that they're learning a lot about cigars just from the videos, not just the story. So cigar lounge etiquette is when you go into a cigar lounge, say hello, say hello. Some cigar lounges are kind of cliquish, but it's still nod your head, good evening, good afternoon, say hello. There are some lounges, particularly like the Harlem Cigar Lounge or the one at Carmel, the Carmel Cigar Lounge here at Patterson. It's very much, you walk in, you're a part of a community. So say hello. Now, some lounges, when you walk into the humidor where all the cigars are stored, somebody has to be with you, to help you make your selection. Some are behind cabinets, and you tell the manager or the host, what it is that you want. Our lounge here, I'll open the door, you can go in, I can watch, I can see, because you don't want someone stealing cigars out of your humidor. But the humidor is set up with normally the brands all in one place, like Placencia will be in one place, AJ will be in one place, Padron will be in one place. So you have all those different names that will be together, and then they will range from a Connecticut, Habano, Maduro. They will have different ranges from light, medium to dark. So when you go into a humidor for the first time, you're probably going to want something light. So you would want to say, I would like to try a Connecticut, if this is your first time. So you can walk into a humidor, you can tell the host or hostess, yes, I'm new to cigars. I would like to have a nice Connecticut as my first cigar. So admit it's your first cigar, but also you can throw a name out there, Connecticut, that you know. If it's your first cigar and how you drink your coffee is with cream and sugar, then I would tell you try the Deadwood line. That is Drew Estate, and you want to tell them I want the Deadwood line, and they've got flavored cigars that are really good. So you could try that. So that gives you a little bit of an insight into cigar lounge etiquette and walking into a humidor for the first time. Let me keep my cigar going. I love the blue smoke. Love the blue smoke. The story I wanted to tell you today is about after the story came out. Last time I told you about my Pandora bracelets. And I don't know if I told you though, Pandora reached out and treated me to a shopping experience in their store in Soho. They treated me, it was incredible. And they gave me so much stuff till I was like, I can't handle anymore. They were very gracious. Well, in the picture, you know, when the story came out, I'm sitting in front of the Harlem Cigar Room and there's a little speaker there with me and it's JBL. I don't know how JBL did it, but they found me and sent an email to where I worked. I don't know how they figured it out. They did. And they invited me to a shopping experience with them. Congratulated me on the story. So I went to the JBL store. I think it was in Soho as well. They had just redid their store. It was beautiful. And so the district manager was there. The manager was there. We had a lovely time. They showed me around. And they complimented me on the story. And we talked about the little speaker that I had. Now, I bought that little speaker one time when, I don't know if I got my first bonus at work. Something happened, and I've tried with every little victory to do a little gift for myself. I've learned that's important. And I had a little bitty round Bluetooth speaker, and it didn't do much, and I was now going outside to the Harlem Cigar Room, and I wanted something that would carry a little bit more weighted sound. So I did some research and I went to a store and they had this one on sale, so I bought it. And I created a playlist on Spotify called Fun. It's like 4 hours long. And it was music that I curated from sitting in the Harlem Cigar Room. I'd never heard this music. And I would say, what's that? So I downloaded Shazam and I began to collect these songs. And so I created the playlist. And then as I would be outside playing music, and the guys would come up and they'd go, oh, you listen to this, let me give you another song. So they helped me add to my playlist. And so I would take my speaker, I would go down, sit outside, turn on, start my playlist. And I'm telling you, some of those, the first song on it is Michael Jackson's Rock With Me. And when you play that in Harlem, it's like pixie dust goes over the whole little area where I sat. People start moving, start dancing as they're going by. It's just like magic. And then next you've got Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance With Somebody. I can't remember that. When the words come on, I start singing it. But anyway, so the playlist goes on. And it just sprinkles love over Harlem. It's a beautiful thing. So at the end of the tour at JBL, they're like, we would like to give you, I said, we know you're a singer, and we've got this big party box, and it has a microphone with it. And I said, oh, I already have a microphone. And they said, well, we have a small party box. And they said, so what if we gave you the small party box and then the small sound bar for your TV? And I was like, no. Just give me one. Just give me one. I said, let me think about it. I said, but I don't want you to give me both. That's way too much. I said, how about if I take this small party box? I said, the guys at Harlem, they love my little Bluetooth. They'll tell me, we were hoping you were going to come down with your Bluetooth speaker. And I said, I'll just take the little party box. And the head man there stepped up and he goes, no, we're going to give her the big party box and we'll give her the big sound bar, the $1,200 sound bar. And I about passed out. Anyway, they delivered it, and this big party box arrived at my house, and I call it the Beast. It has this big over-the-shoulder strap, and so I would put it on, make sure it was charged, put it on, and walk the 3 doors down to the Harlem Cigar Room, and we'd hang it on the fence. Huge party box. It has big circle that has colored lights that move, and so we hang it on the fence, turn it on, do the playlist, and it carries 2 blocks. I mean, that thing, we can turn it up and you can watch people dancing across the street. It's just too much fun. So one night as we're sitting there and, you know, the guys were all lined up against the fence. There's probably 8 of us. We're watching Harlem go by. Music's playing. Sounds good. And I leaned up and I said, hey guys, You know who's got the biggest boombox in Harlem? He said, no, who? I said, the old white lady. That's who does. The old white lady. She has the biggest boombox in Harlem. And I did. And you know what? I liked it. I hope wherever you are today, you can find something good. I hope you can give a word of good to somebody, a smile. Look for the good, it's there. Remember, always look towards the light. And I'm the lady with the cigar. And as always, I am sending love.